Every time the woman goes out, she wraps up her chest, then she smears wall ash on her face, and finally puts on men's clothing, because only by dressing like this can she avoid being captured when going out. Surprisingly, the woman is not a criminal, but simply because she is one of the last women on Earth, and all of this started a year ago. On what seemed like an ordinary day, black snow suddenly began to fall from the sky, and everyone who came into contact with it was infected by a mysterious virus. And strangely, the symptoms of infection only appeared in women. Soon hospitals were filled with infected women, and their symptoms were almost identical. As infected women began dying one after another, facing this sudden virus, no one had any solution. Fortunately, when it snowed, Eva happened to be indoors and avoided infection. But to prevent Eva from getting infected, her boyfriend covered all the furniture with plastic wrap and filled the place with UV sterilization lamps. And in just 48 hours since the disaster began, thousands of women had already died, and millions more were confirmed infected. Even by the 7th day, the situation had not improved, leaving Eva with no choice but to remain isolated. Soon another month passed, and the virus spread even faster. For the continuation of humanity, the government began capturing healthy women, claiming it was to protect them. But in reality, they were used for experiments, and none of the captured women ever returned alive. As more women were taken, the entire nation fell into panic. Eva could only rely on playing poker with her boyfriend to pass the time. But fortunately, Eva found online a group chat of surviving women, where 131 women like her comforted each other, which gave her a glimmer of hope in the long despair. To protect Eva, her boyfriend wore heavy protective gear every time he went out for supplies, and disinfected himself completely upon returning. He not only had to prevent Eva from being infected, but also stay alert to avoid government detection, and this life lasted for a full year. Eva was confined at home, facing the sharp smell of disinfectant every day. She couldn't make calls or contact the outside world, and even the survivor group chat had only 14 people left. In this atmosphere of despair, Eva could no longer endure it, and their suppressed emotions finally exploded. After a fierce argument, her boyfriend brought back a test kit, because Eva could no longer endure this prison-like life. If her boyfriend was not infected, they could return to a normal life. Eva finally smiled because of this, but reality was cruel. The results showed her boyfriend was infected. Seeing this, he could only comfort her. After some more time passed, only 2 people remained in the group chat. The other person sent Eva a message, saying she had been infected, and was here to say goodbye. Eva could only beg her desperately not to give up, but then the woman sent her a selfie, with the time of her departure marked on it, and left the chat after one final message of encouragement. Eva was left helpless. She could only print the photo and stick it on a wall as a memorial, and the wall was already covered with photos. The people in these photos were alive a year ago. They comforted and supported each other, but now only Eva remained. Eva completely lost control and had another intense argument with her boyfriend. She accused him of treating her like a prisoner, but he told her to face reality. He only wanted her to stay alive. But is this really living? To calm her down, her boyfriend went outside alone. When he reached downstairs, he looked at the black snow falling everywhere and turned back home again. As he went to get his protective suit, he realized Eva was gone. He rushed downstairs, and when he found her, she was already standing on the edge of the rooftop. He tried to rush forward to stop her, but it was too late. At this moment, Eva heard his voice. When she turned back to look at him, the joy in her eyes slowly turned into sorrow. Seeing his pain, memories of their happy past began flashing in her mind, and guilt flooded her heart. But the merciless black snow kept falling. Facing this unstoppable disaster, although Eva ultimately chose to walk into the silence beneath the black snow. But in a world where hope never comes, the struggle and conflict between Eva and her boyfriend became the proof of their love shining in the dark.